Welcome! Thank you for joining us for today's lesson. This is part of a 13-lesson series brought to you by the Food Trust Nutrition Educators. The Food Trust works to ensure that everyone has access to affordable, nutritious food and the information to make healthy choices. In this series, we'll be covering topics such as how to shop at a farmer's market, stretching your food dollars, storing fruits and vegetables, and more. Join us every other week as we share nutrition information from MyPlate, as well as tips and tricks to eating more healthy food at every meal. Each bi-weekly lesson will be followed by a recipe featuring a seasonal ingredient you can find at your local farmer's market or grocery store. Meet our nutrition educators, who you'll get to know through our lessons or recipe demonstrations. We're excited to have you with us. Thanks again for joining us. Please fill out our anonymous survey at the end of this video so that we can find out more about who we're reaching and how to serve our audience best. We hope you come back for our next lesson. See you then!
Hello, my name is Charlize, and I'm a nutrition educator here with the Food Trust. A little bit about us: we work hard to make sure people have access to delicious, nutritious food no matter where they live. We also provide nutrition education by using MyPlate, which is the basis for every lesson that we teach. So here's just a little overview of the things you want to make sure that you know going forward as you watch our different lessons. For one, you'll notice that half of the plate contains fruits and vegetables. You want to keep this in mind for every single meal. Now, while it can be difficult to think for fruits for dinner and vegetables for breakfast, there are a lot of creative ways in which you can combine both of those to make something delicious as well as nutritious. As you watch our lessons, we'll give you some more ideas onto how to make that happen. Along with that, we're looking for 6 ounces of greens every single day. So that can be half of it whole grains and half of it are refined grains. Whole grains, for instance, are oatmeal, brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat bread. Those are great sources of a nice whole grain. Now, of course, we'll explain a little bit more as to why that's good for us, but you want to keep in mind, first things first, is that it's really great for our hearts. So when you are choosing your grains, you want to make half of your grains whole, meaning that 3 ounces of the day, you want to try to make sure you're getting a whole grain, and you'll find balance between the ones that you like and the refined grains that you prefer. Along with that, we're looking for 6 ounces of protein daily. With 6 ounces of protein, we want to make sure that we want to mix up how we get our protein. There are 2 types: animal-based protein and plant-based protein. With animal-based protein, it provides a great source of iron, which is super awesome for our bodies, but it doesn't provide any fiber. Versus plant-based protein, where the iron is a little bit harder to digest, but it provides us with fiber. That's when you want to make sure you're getting a nice balance of both. When you're choosing the size of meat, you want it to be the size of your palm of your hand. When you're choosing your plant-based protein, you want to at least get like a cup of beans, maybe even a 4th cup of nuts and seeds. Just make sure you're reading the labels and see what serving size is going to work for your protein goals. Last thing we have is dairy. With dairy, we want to make sure we're getting 3 cups of it daily. This is a great source of calcium. But if you don't eat dairy products for whatever reason, there are other options as well. There's non-dairy milk, there's kale, and other dark leafy green vegetables that count as a vegetable on my plate, but also counts as our calcium source as well. So you can kind of Get 2 different food groups covered with 1 vegetable. Along with that, there's even fortified orange juice as well as fortified bread that'll have calcium in it. So if you choose to eat dairy products, milk, cheese, and yogurt. If you choose to eat non-dairy milk, dark leafy green vegetables, and fortified products. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's lesson. We look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.
Hi, I'm Alex and I'm a SNAP-Ed nutrition educator with the Food Trust. I'm excited to be back this week to talk all about healthy portion sizes, and then I'll be making a great recipe using delicious ingredients found at your local farmer's market. So when you're eating, how do you figure out how much you should eat? So some ways people figure out how much to eat are by eating the whole package size, maybe eating everything that's served to them at a restaurant, maybe they fill their plate or fill the whole bowl, or they just stop eating when they're finally full. Did you know that portion sizes of packaged foods, snacks, and fast food have grown over the years? For instance, a bagel used to be about half the size that it is now. Oversized portions can add empty calories to our diet, and that can make it really hard for us to know how to eat a balanced diet and how to serve our families a balanced diet. So sometimes eating that way can be fine, but what are the benefits of eating the right portion sizes? There are a lot of benefits to eating proper portion sizes. It can help you maintain a healthy weight, keep within a food budget, or even eat a balanced diet based off of MyPlate. Luckily, we have MyPlate to help us portion our foods. Some of the things to keep in mind when preparing your plate is that half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables. Now that's 5 cups a day. If we're starting with fruits and vegetables, an easy way to remember what a cup of fruits and vegetables looks like is by using your fist. Your fist is about the size of a cup. So maybe an apple about the size of your fist counts as 1 serving of fruit, right? It could also be a handful of blueberries maybe, right? The size of your fist. Or it could be something like a potato the size of your fist. All of these count as a cup of fruits and vegetables. Now you can also eat things like greens. So if you have cooked greens, they're gonna be about a cup as the size of a cup, but a lot of raw greens have a lot of extra space. So in that case, because there's so much extra space, we're gonna say 2 cups is 1 cup. So do you think you get all the fruits and vegetables you need in your diet every day? If not, what do you think you could add to your diet to get to those 5 cups of fruits and vegetables per day? So there are a bunch of different protein foods that can also fall into the hand rule. So something like a piece of meat or chicken or fish, a palm size is actually going to be about 3 ounces. Or some of us have heard the term a deck of cards. So that's gonna be actually 3 servings of protein. You can also do something like a handful of nuts. That's gonna be 1 serving of protein, or maybe even half a cup of beans, right? Which also looks about a handful of beans. Other things that fit into this group are like eggs, which 1 egg is 1 serving, or nut butters. So things like peanut butter or almond butter, it's about the size of your thumb is going to be the serving there. When choosing your portion, do you eat what is in a package? Do you eat what is served at a restaurant or a fast food place? Do you fill your bowl? Or do you stop eating when you're full? How do you portion out your food? One of the best things you can do to learn serving and portion sizes is look at the nutrition facts label. The nutrition facts label is always going to give you the proper serving size for your packaged foods. The nutrition facts label is also going to give you an idea about what is in each serving of that food, which is a great way to help continue to maintain a healthy, balanced diet. So typical glasses, bowls, and plates are normally way larger than the portion sizes around them. When choosing a liquid like milk or juice, it's going to be the same rule as fruit. A fistful is going to be about 8 ounces. So place this next to your glass and fill up just about the height of a fist. That's going to give you your serving of milk or juice. So something like this pint glass is actually going to be twice as much as a serving of juice or milk. Look at it. So your fist is only about half the size, and that's because this pint glass is 16 ounces, which is twice the size of a normal serving of juice or milk. You can also see things like this bowl, which is going to be about 3 times the size of a serving of cereal or rice or any of those grains foods you might put in it. So just keep in mind that filling the bowl isn't the way to get the portion size. It's by looking at the label or knowing the portion size of your grains or other foods.